here we have our minister coming.
Good afternoon, everybody. I would like to avoid the protocol because sometimes it's a big minefield. So it's always a great pleasure to address the annual Capital Link Greek Shipping Forum, a forum that has become an institution indeed. This year's forum is probably the most impressive in terms of speakers and participants. I saw the audience and I'm really impressed, gathering the avant-garde of the international shipping community. So I would like to thank warmly the organizers, especially Mr. Bornozis, for their kind invitation and for giving me once again the opportunity to address such a high-level group of participants. Thank you so much, Mr. Bornozis. Dear friends, this year's forum will cover all current pressing issues of shipping interest, issues which concern the whole chain of the shipping world, from governmental agencies, international organizations, industry associations, shipping companies, the banker industry, and many others. As expected, most of the discussions will focus on one of the greatest, if not the greatest, challenges for shipping: decarbonization and its financing. This is indeed the most pressing issue for all of us in the shipping community today. It's also the greatest challenge in the modern history of shipping, which requires an almost, and I would like to focus on this, complete transformation of the sector. Greece, as a global maritime leader, is a strong supporter for international rules for decarbonization of shipping, always within the framework of the International Maritime Organization, IMO. This is truly essential in order to first maintain a level playing field, second, avoid market distortion, and third, ensure the long-term viability of the sector. Greece supports strongly the ongoing process for the timely development and adoption of the midterm measures of IMO's 2023 strategy for the reduction of greenhouse gas emissions from ships. At the time, we advocate for the harmonization of the relevant EU legislation with the measures to be adopted at the IMO level. We need to protect the shipping industry from any possibility of being double charged for the same emission. I'm very tough, strong on this issue. No double charge for the same emissions. Greece is also very well aware of the need to come to a timely agreement in the Marine Environment Protection Committee in October 2025, and we are working in this direction. At the same time, we recognize the need for compromises. All parties of the ongoing negotiations will have to make compromises in order to achieve a global agreement. This is the common interest for all of us. And compromise is in definition to reach common interest. After my visit to the IMO last week in London, where I met my dear friend, IMO Secretary General, I'm really confident that IMO member states are ready to cooperate with each other to overcome the existing difficulties and others, barriers, and to reach an agreement. I'm really optimistic. Greece is one of the 48 states which, together with the European Commission and the International Chamber of Shipping, ICS, have submitted a joint proposal on a greenhouse gas levy / contribution to be examined during the intersessional meeting. As a country, we have consistently supported the adoption of a greenhouse gas levy. It is the most appropriate, fair, effective, and simple measure to be applied at the global level, and we fully support this proposal. Why this contribution? Why this level? Firstly, we'll incentivize the reduction of emissions, obviously. Second, we'll stimulate energy efficiency effectively and efficiently. Third, we'll reduce the price gap between fossil fuels and zero or near zero carbon fuels. Fourth, we'll generate revenues to reward the uptake of such fuels, technologies, and energy sources. And last but not least, we'll ensure a just and equitable transition. For Greece, the most crucial issue is that the economic measure to be finally adopted by the IMO includes provision that prevent bulk Trump shipping from being disproportionately burdened by the cost of that measure. This will be, for me, the definition of the fair and effective policy. The planning of shipping's energy transition must take into account the different modes of shipping. It must put an equal weight on all them in order to keep the level playing field. This issue is closely linked with the long-term development of Greek shipping, and it is a crucial issue for us. More or less, is not negotiable, frankly speaking. In addition, we must not forget that the decarbonization of shipping relies heavily on out-of-sector stakeholders such as fuel producers, suppliers, engine manufacturers, shipyards, ports, and many others. Through collaboration, we should support the sector transition to a net zero future by providing the appropriate means for compliance, i.e., the necessary fuels and technology that the shipping industry currently lacks. This is why we participate as an active member in the Clean Energy Marine Hubs initiative. We believe that such a holistic approach is more beneficial to the shipping industry as a whole and more effective towards the ultimate goal of decarbonizing the shipping sector. A key aspect in this challenging path is certainly the finance needed. Estimates show that decarbonizing the world's fleet by 2050 could cost $8 to $28 billion annually. Huge cost. With an additional 28 to 90 billion US dollars needed also annually for the related fuel infrastructure. So, regardless of which decarbonization trajectory the maritime industry chooses, this will come at a cost. It is also evident that this transition will require a blend on financial instruments. Both private and public financing will be needed. I'm very sure about this. Here, we have to be innovative, to think out of the box and design innovative financing schemes under a practical and realistic framework. At the same time, the funds collected from global market-based measures must be used in a prudent and balanced manner to help states, especially the most vulnerable, and to build maritime infrastructure in support of the green transition and the industry itself to decarbonize. At the national level, our priority is to make sure that the path to decarbonization does not jeopardize the dominance of the Greek and the European shipping along with the resilience of our economies. Dear friends, the promotion of green shipping constitutes one of the main goals of the Greek government. To that end, we, at the Hellenic Ministry for Maritime Affairs and Insular Policy, and me, as a minister, have introduced a series of concrete policy initiatives. First, support clustering activities with the aim to exploit opportunities from the green transition. Second, to modernize our national port infrastructure. Third, ensure the interconnectivity of our islands with the mainland, of course, especially in non-profitable routes through innovative models such as PPP, private-public partnership. And also our goal is to enhance the competitiveness of the Greek shipping industry and to promote the development of all the related sectors such as marine equipment and technology, vessel design, and shipbuilding, and others. We need this collaboration, all stakeholders. But for the Greek and the European shipping to be competitive in the years to come, it's crucial to ensure a level playing field in shipping's long and challenging path to decarbonization. This means uniform application of common rules at global level. I insist on this. Adopted within the framework of the most competent shipping authority, and I think all of us here, we agree, IMO. Finally, we very much welcome the explicit reference to the essential role of the shipping to the European economy in the new Commission's competitiveness compass. This reference builds on the recommendation of the recent Draghi report, very well known, which insists on the need to keep European shipping internationally competitive. It's a must for Europe to keep our competitiveness, in particular in the shipping sector. We look forward to concrete initiatives in this direction. I was in Brussels 2 days ago. I met commissioners and other officials there. I really believe that there is a new era about their approach regarding the necessity of European shipping sector as part of the European competitiveness. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure that the distinguished speakers and participants of this forum will address these and other issues constructively. I just put a sort of framework in order to continue the discussions. I wish every success to the 5th Annual Capital Link Greek Shipping Forum. I'm sure about this, as always. And really, I'm looking forward with useful insights to help us as a ministry, as Greek government. And I really believe that this forum is not only just an institution, but it is a platform for a transparent discussion and also to take out of this forum a lot of practical and realistic proposals. Thank you so much for your attention.